Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Lakota East High School, home of the Thunderhawks. Tonight's matchup, Lakota East versus the Colerain Cardinals. I'm Ken Yablonsky in the booth with Matt Bachman, filling in for Dave Royce today. And Matt, what are we looking for in this East Colerain game tonight?
Ken, no question, we're looking at the old term ground and pound. Two teams that love to run the football. There's going to be a lot of hard hitting and athletic plays, and we're going to need someone to step up on the east side tonight because I think you've got a little information for us.
Yeah, it's Eric Davis, we're told, is on the injury list. He has a staph infection in his elbow from the turf, and he is not in uniform on the sideline for the Thunderhawks.
That's a tough one. He's the second leading rusher in the league right now. In the 3 wins at Lakota East, all 3 he's had 30 carries or more. So someone else has to step up. Simple as that.
Chilly day today here in Liberty Township. We're glad we're in the booth where it's not as windy. Players are jumping up and down trying to make themselves warm. Hawks are going to kick off to the Cardinals. Hawks come in with a 3-3 record, all 3 wins on the road. Colerain coming in with a 2-5 record, 2-4 in the conference. Impressive win over Oak Hills. They beat Sycamore, but other than those 2 wins, can't get much going.
And a tough loss last week to Middletown. Tight game. And again, I think Colerain's had a few more turnovers than they're used to. They had that history of dominating this league, so it's a tough time for them to rebuild, but they're still athletic and active, so East is going to have to be on their toes tonight.
Yeah, not sure, Matt, when the last time Middletown beat Colerain was. We know for sure that East has not beat Colerain in the last 20 years or so, 18 going back to what the website has as their stats. So even matchup here with both triple option teams. And Colerain receives the kickoff and pretty decent run back out to about the 35.
That was number 4, Jeremy Cheatham for Colerain, bringing the ball back. Looks like maybe about the 35, Ken.
So Zacchaeus Jennings, quarterback for Colerain, he has most of their carries. They don't throw the ball like we've alluded to. Jennings does carry the ball in the option quite a bit. We'll also see Mikhail Satterwhite, Jeremy Cheatham, and the fullback Justin Rhodes as well. Here come the Cardinals on offense. Sun just setting to our west a little bit more, and we'll be able to see a little better. Little high snap there. And just when we said we're expecting runs, we see Zacchaeus Jennings throw the ball out in the flat.
Exactly. Hit number 20. He's not on our score sheet, Ken.
Yeah,
try to find a name on that later.
I don't think our PA announcer has it either because we haven't heard it come over the loudspeaker yet.
We have a lot of numbers, and that's not one of them.
And not sure what we have going on here. Maybe an equipment malfunction. Player for East coming off. Noah Troutman coming onto the field. And we are ready to get back to action here. Jennings in shotgun formation. Oh.
We got a flag down.
You have to see if the Hawks were provoked. Here comes again. Let's see if the Hawks were provoked. No, they just all jumped. I didn't see anyone on the offense move.
Yep. And that gives Colerain a first down in the play as well. So,
East really can't afford to shoot themselves in the foot there. You don't need to give Colerain extra yards after that pass play. Jennings in shotgun. He's going to flip it out.
The Hawk defense is there for it.
Deshaun Hopper with the carry there.
Loss of 1 on the play as well, so good job by the defense line of Lakota East, led by Aiden Severveld, number 73.
Yeah, they read that well, and that's the thing, right? you run the triple option on offense. So when you're playing your offense versus your defense, you get a lot of practice defending that. So, you're used to that.
These guys should know what's coming tonight. Both ways. Colerain as well.
Yep.
You're right.
There's Jennings off the left side. Run out of bounds.
And that looks like he's just short of the first down, Ken, I think. Looks like about a yard short.
He's going to bring up third and about 1.
Probably a good play call, though. Go to the wide side, a lot of space. Jennings is your main ball carrier. Plenty of speed to get outside, so credit the Colerain coaches on that call.
And that's the, that is their forte. They're running. Now they've got 3 receivers wide right. Not sure if Hawks are expecting this formation. Another quick out.
Oh.
Played well, but good move on the outside.
It's
28, Greg Williams.
Yep.
20, that's Myrick. Corey Myrick is what our announcer's saying.
Oh, so Myrick's in 20 now. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, we've got him as 2.
Yep.
Must have
right
had a uniform switch there. Going to take note of that.
It's good to have good spotters, Ken. Well, Corey Myrick's going to be an active guy. He's a athletic kid, multi-sport kid, and they can see why they're going to go to him early and often.
Jennings in shotgun. He drops back, and there's our third pass of the game for the Cardinals. So he's proving that we have no idea what we're talking about up here.
Absolutely.
3 passes and 3 runs.
But
little high snap.
Senior Draven Files on the stop for Lakota East. A really nice form tackle, by the way, so kept that to a 5-yard gain.
Jordan Robinson on the reception. That's been, when they do throw, that's who they've gone to. He had 4 receptions last week against Middletown. 2nd and 5, and pretty sustained drive here to open the first quarter. Jennings kept it on that one.
It's like a pile of Hawks there, led by Harrison Buhite, the senior, number 33, among others. And that's the staple of the triple option as well, that inside keep or give, and Jennings kept that one.
Yeah, that's his choice, whether to put the ball in the belly of the running back. The running back really has no say in it. He's going to pull it out if he feels like he can get the A-gap on that. And there's Colerain again going 3 wide to the right. A little different formation than I've seen them run in a while.
It is. Late in the year, it's time for them to mix it up. They're 2-5, and they've got to make some changes to find some new wrinkles, and maybe this is one of them.
Yeah, 3rd and short, 3rd and 4. There's Jennings. He's going to keep it on the right side. And corner is there. Files. Oh, I'm sorry. That was Ethan Evans.
Yeah, Ethan Evans along with Severveld again.
So, what this does is they have the 3 blockers there. They got the running back blocking. So, essentially 4 extra blockers there. But corner did a good job of coming up, getting past the initial blocks and getting there. It's going to bring up 4th and short, obviously in 4-down territory here. Too far for a field goal and too close to punt. So then Colerain knew that they only had, that they had an extra down. They didn't have to get all 4 on that.
That's right.
Getting half of it, they're content with.
And they're coming up on a 4-minute drive here, so they want to sustain clock if they can.
And timeout for Colerain.
Yep.
Cardinals are going to talk it over. So here we are, 8:44 left in the first. Colerain, both teams pride themselves on time of possession here. So, we're gonna expect to see 5 or 6 minute drives on each of these teams.
Right. And you hope over the game, or either side, that you hope that you know this offense well enough that as a defense that you're going to stop some of those long sustained drives, because that keeps your defense a little fresher. Otherwise, it's a long night, and Coach Koger on the east side and the defensive side anyhow, and others on the, and I'll have to look at the defensive coordinator Colerain, but they're going to struggle if they have to send their men out there constantly. They really want to snuff these drives.
Yeah, this game has the makings of playing between the 30s.
It sure does.
Both teams are going to try and win the battle of field position each time. If East can get a stop here, they have a long field, which Colerain's content with, I'm sure. Handoff. Oh, stuffed out by the Hawks. What a play. What a great defensive play.
That Andy Vogelman, number 18, on the stop, the junior corner. What an excellent stop. And that's, again, knowing this offense. There's no reason that that either defense shouldn't be able to see most of those classic plays. It's going to take a little more ingenuity on both offenses to get to make some plays here tonight.
We'll see if can we see that again. Not going to be able to get the replay in, but great read by the linebackers coming up and meeting the fullback there. So East is going to take over, albeit at the 20. First and 10 for the Hawks. Troutman under center, and like we said, Eric Davis is out. I believe that's Reap. Oh, Troutman kept it on that.
He did keep it. The up back. Who was in the up back? We'll catch that next run here. We're so used to seeing number 1 back there, and after over 80 carries and the second leading rusher in the conference, you just get used to it's going to Eric Davis, but not tonight.
Yeah, just out of habit, I wanted to say Davis up the middle.
Absolutely.
Without thinking there. It's just second nature, but Troutman kept it on that one. And we hadn't seen Troutman keep too many times in the first half of football games. He likes to keep more in the second half. But good decision there, 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2. And did he keep it on that one?
He did, and that didn't get anywhere. The Colerain defense snuffed that out. And that was number 20. Again, Corey Myrick along with number 16, Cooper Craig on the stop for Colerain. You see Craig read that perfectly off the defense end spot, shed his blocker, and there was nowhere to go. Looks like
Cohen Reap in the background,
yeah.
Sophomore. Gets a lot of time at fullback at the JV level, and getting a chance to play Friday Night Lights tonight.
Yep.
So 3rd and 4 for the Hawks, going double tight end, 2 receivers to the right, a single backfield. Troutman back to pass, fires it, and almost
it is intercepted.
It is intercepted.
And once again, Corey Myrick, number 20.
You said we were going to call him a lot. Good thing we know which jersey he's in now. But Troutman rolls out here, gets good protection up front, throws a nice strong ball, but corner just jumps the route there, and Colerain's pretty much right back where they left off with the ball. 1st and 10, 7 minutes left.
Yeah, Corey's one of these guys they're building around. He's only a junior still at Colerain, so they've got a pretty good junior class. So I think they have some hope there that they know they can bounce next year. They want to build tonight and the rest of the year.
So it's a good thing you and I being gambling men, it's a good thing we couldn't have any action on the over-under for throws in the first 2 possessions of the game because we've already seen 4. And we didn't think we were going to see 4 until second half. There's 5.
And that's going nowhere. Well, there's a flag down, so we're going to have to see what that's all about.
Pass completed.
Now, Ken, you did mention something though. They're setting their throwing game for Colerain up as a running play. It's almost like a second line they run out there with 2 to 3 receivers blocking, really 2 and a tight end coming off the end. They're setting this up to be a controlled passing game. So it makes sense because they haven't been throwing the ball down the field this year, but it's almost like a modified run game right now.
Yeah, you're throwing the screen pass. They're going to get penalized 10 yards for holding on this, but they are throwing the screen pass. It's no different. Your offense is designed to get 3 or 4 yards at a time.
Yep.
So now we're going to see that hold again there. Looks like a grab on Evans there. And
catch that number 6 on Colerain.
Yep.
Yeah. That's Mikhail Satterwhite. So another one of those names you pointed out was in the top of the list tonight. So very active crew for Colerain.
Yeah, so Hawks the benefactor there, the Colerain penalty, and kind of what the doctor ordered for them after throwing the interception, make it a little tougher for Colerain, and their up front defense is tackling today. That's best I've seen him. Sierraveld in there, as well as
33, Harrison Boothheight again.
Yep, he's all over the place, and 48, Reisner. Jake Reisner is always going to be where the ball is. Fantastic defender for the Hawks.
Yeah, and having these key guys back early in the season when they missed those 2 or 3 games to start the year, it was really tough on the Hawks, and it's great to see these guys back in action these last couple of weeks. So it makes a big difference. Second and 19 right now. Jennings back and rolling out.
Another complete pass. Wow,
completed
21.
pass, and to Mr. Corey Myrick once again, number 20. But that was I think East they were content. They sat back to give up those probably 9 or 10 yards. Well, a little bit more. They did pick up 13, but it's 3rd and 6, so still to East's advantage.
Yeah, 3rd and manageable, but still a 3rd down nonetheless. So, if the Hawks can tackle up front the way they have been, force Colerain into a 4th down situation. Same situation as before, that Colerain doesn't need to get all 6 here. They know they have 2 downs to get the 6. The way they're throwing the ball, though, I would look maybe screen pass left this time. 2 receivers left, 1 right. There's Jennings with the high snap, and he's got some running room on the right-hand side. He's going to have the 1st down.
Well, that's twice we've seen that play. You pointed that out earlier. That short side and then Jennings going wide. The offense is made for this play.
Good block there by number 10 for Colerain, Deshaun Hopper.
And that clears the space for a 12-yard gain and 1st and 10 on the 12. So Colerain's really in business now. He's had him where they wanted him, but that was a tough play. They're going to have to watch this left edge. That's twice now. They've picked up significant yards.
Yeah, quarterback around the end is definitely what they're going to have to key on. Definitely not the Cardinal team of past that we've seen, but still a pretty efficient offense. High snap there. Jennings has to bobble it, and he's going to get smothered.
Multiple Hawks in on that tackle, led by number 5, L.J. Robinson, among others. So
you'll see this again. See Jennings bobble the snap here. Been a couple high snaps there, and he did a good job containing that. But Hawks all over the place. Had Nick Frisch also in on the tackle. A lot of those Hawks playing both ways on the line, offense and defense. Hopefully, that has a tendency to wear you down. Hopefully they have the stamina to do that. Not too hot. They shouldn't cramp up on a night like tonight, but that's a big calling to play both ways there on offense and defensive line.
It is, and they've been doing it this year, so they're used to it. At the same time, to your point, you can get worn on it as well. So it looks like we've got an injured Hawk here, and I'm not sure. Maybe that's a Colerain Cardinal. Can you tell, Ken?
I can't tell who's down there. It looks like that's an East player.
Okay,
not sure what number that is, but trainers are out there. A little break in the action here. Still first quarter, 4 minutes 52 remaining in the quarter. No score. So kind of the not we've got an injury timeout here, so looks like he's getting up there. They're going to help him off the field.
I think that's number 52 here. Oh, it's Harry Clute, I believe.
And Clute was injured at the start of the season as well.
Yeah, really
missed the first game, I believe.
Key guy at both lines. It's been a lot of RC snaps these last couple of years. Yeah, well, that's good to see him getting up, Ken. He's walking off on his own power, so.
There's a good look at the East training staff with Kevin. Not sure if Dr. Chow's out there or not.
See him, but they're world class. So had to visit there again with my son, and Beacon does a wonderful job, and Kevin makes it happen from here, and Dr. Chow and the rest of the group at Beacon. So we're really fortunate to have them out here, and a lot of the schools around the area.
So loss of 1 on the play after the bobbled snap and smother. We got 2nd and 11 for Colerain. Backed up at about the 13. They can still get a first down inside the 2. Clock's going to wind. Clock hasn't been wound as much as we thought. Another pass play, and that's going to fall incomplete.
Oh. Well, Looks like we're going to get a pass interference call, almost certainly on that, and I don't think it's offensive. Pretty good coverage. I don't know if we'll get a replay.
Couldn't tell if he grabbed him or they got tangled. Incidental. We're going to watch this again in the corner of the end zone. There's
back.
Files. He was playing the ball. The offensive player reached around him.
Ken, I would think most defensive coaches would be pretty happy with that coverage.
Yeah, he was looking right at the ball. Just kind of got tangled up. The receiver had to come back over his body to come and get to it. But nonetheless, penalty on the Hawks of only half the distance to the goal. So I don't know if it was pass interference or contact to the face or what it was. But nonetheless, 2nd and 5. So at least it's not an automatic first down penalty.
Yep. And we're going to have more laundry on the field.
Some movement by Colerain? No.
Yep. Nope, we do. Yep. I think it looked like the right tackle or tight end, both of them picked up.
Or all of them.
Yep.
Going to see it again. A little confusion on maybe what the snap call was, but 53 moved.
Yep, that was enough. Yep. We're sub-zero now, back to where we were. 2nd and 10 from the 12.
Jennings going to roll. Looks like he's going to keep it, and he does. Our corner kind of pulled up there. Eventually brought down by number 5.
L.J. Robinson on the stop.
Robinson, but I don't know what happened here. See Austin kind of trailing and.
Yeah, I think just Jennings gave that little shoulder fake, Ken. I think just enough to let our second corner that was on the play bite and just not quite be able to make that stop.
3rd down and 1.
3rd and 1 from the 3.
They can still get the first without scoring. Hawks going to look for another backfield stop like they have, and this time Jennings under center. He's going to keep it and plow forward. His lineman pushing him into the end zone. Touchdown, Cardinals.
Well,
it's the first time he's gone under center.
It is, and we had a hand in there. Looked like someone's trying to look at Andy Vogelman was. No, I'm sorry, that was my mistake. That was number 48, not number 18. That was Jake Reisner, who had his hand on the ball for a quick second. That was what the Hawks could have used, but Zacharias Jennings, he's just an active player, and he is carrying this Colerain team.
Will Shitty on for the extra point before he's going to be pushed back a couple yards on the false start. So that's going to push Shitty back 5 yards. Will Shitty, a West Side staple name, Shitty family of the Bridgetown area, I believe, if I know my West Side last name trivia.
You got me there, but I trust you. I'm sure you do.
There's a whole bunch of Shitties on the West Side.
Oh.
And again. Not sure what that was about, but they're going to reset and have a little powwow discussion. So what we thought was going to be a quick clock game here on a chilly Friday night has turned into a couple stoppages, couple pass plays. Nothing like I expected.
No, I agree, and there's still 3:53 left in this first quarter.
Should they substitute their kicker?
Substitute their kicker.
Maybe because it's a longer field goal. Is that 17? No, that's 30.
30, I believe. 17 is holding.
No, that's Shitty.
That's good.
And makes it a little longer extra point than the norm. But that was Will Shitty, so I don't know if somebody else was in there first. Maybe they were trying somebody else, but
they got the result they wanted.
They got the point. Just under 4 minutes in the first half, and want to take this opportunity to thank those of you on Westchester Cable for tuning in to our game on Friday. Being able to stream this is a relatively new thing from 2 years, and it's awesome that those that are out of town or couldn't make it out to the stadium tonight or just want to stay warm in the heat of their own house are able to watch this game. So feel free to like Westchester YouTube channel and follow on social media and tell your friends to tune into the game if they're wanting to watch the game and out of town, and would love to have more viewership. But thanks, Westchester Cable, for allowing us to do this. So first kickoff here for the Cardinals. Be the second possession for the Hawks. First possession, 3 and out. 2 runs by Troutman and then an interception by Troutman. So they only, not even 3 and out, just 3. Hawks, Colerain pretty much had the ball for 90% of that first quarter so far, if not more.
Yeah, I'd say East really needs to establish a little bit of possession. But, yeah, I like the idea of them throwing. Let's maybe a little safer. That's a long throw. We threw a strong throw, but a long throw, and someone like Corey Myrick had the time to track it down. So
be a short kick there by Shitty. Fielded by the up man, and it's going to be pretty good field position at the 38-yard line for the Hawks. Vogelman up to receive that kick. Sure-handed. He is their punt returner as well, so definitely a hands type of receiver. Very smart, who can catch that ball and run up ahead.
Yep, and I do have to correct myself because one of those stops earlier was actually from Connor Clem, number 18. That's number 19, Andy Vogelman. So I'm glad you caught that, Ken, on that kick return. Andy had a big week last week, though. I think 5 tackles, a pick 6.
I saw the pick 6 there, end of the Sycamore game.
And a catch, so that's a pretty active game.
That's going to be a handoff counter move. And that's Braden Reap. So we got both Reap boys in there in the background, in the backfield. We got Braden Reap and Cohen Reap. We're going to see this again. Troutman fakes the handoff up front to Justin Green and then puts it in the belly of Braden Reap, who bolts ahead. First down, Hawks.
Great carry. One problem on the play. Austin Severville came off with, he has got something wrong with his hand. He is not who we want to see off the field, but he's filled in for by Sam Williams right now, also a senior lineman.
Yeah, it looks like Austin is jogging over to the medical trainers, maybe to get taped, or there's a handoff up the middle. Justin Green, I believe. Nope, Ethan Evans. Ethan Evans up the middle on that one. So a couple different Hawks are going to get carries today without ED in the lineup, getting the bulk of them. We'll see who can step up. You were telling me earlier, somebody's got to step up. Somebody's got to be a playmaker. Somebody's going to break one free and make it happen. And now it's your chance. You don't get a lot of chances in the standard offense. Today you do.
That's right. And anybody who's an underclassman especially, not that the seniors can't contribute, but this is their time to showcase what they can do for the next season as well.
So single backfield with Troutman and Evans is going to run off left tackle, and he's going to get thrown to the ground by multiple Cardinals. 63, Jacob Fitzgerald, main tackler with assist from a couple other Cardinals there. 99 pulls him backwards, Carter Longford. Sophomore. He's a big boy for a sophomore.
Yeah, he sure is. And number 71, Sam Williams, who came in for East, that was a good pull on that play. Cleared some space. Ethan came up with 3 yards on the play as well. And, that's starting to get some positive territory here for East. So
Troutman going to be under center on this one. 3rd and medium. 3rd and 6. He's going to pass. Deflected at the line. It's going to fall short. So 4th and 6, and Austin is their normal punter. I don't know if he's out there.
He's not. They've got, looks like number...
That's Sandhar, the backup quarterback maybe?
Yep, it is. Nope. It's number 15, you're right.
Jason Sandhar, who we saw play quarterback when Troutman was out. Going to take on the punting duties here, and Sandhar gets it off. Good little kick. Spinning back.
Inside the 20.
Down, inside the 20. So good kick for a varsity player. Doesn't kick very much. Puts it on the green. Little backspin. Something I couldn't do this morning in the outing I played in, but good to see it's able to be done. So that is going to be inside the 20 at about the 18 for the Cardinals to take over. Minute 33 left in the first.
We just talked about this drive started about 3:53, so just not quite the time where the Hawks were hoping to take off the clock and the positive yardage. Had some positive yardage, had the field flipped a little bit here. Anytime you can get your opponent inside their own 20, but they definitely want to come up big here. A 3-and-out would be really important for the East defense.
So there's Jennings with a deep ball up the middle. Intercepted. Draven Files with the pick.
Draven Files has had a good first quarter. We've called his name multiple times for good reasons, and he tracked this ball the entire way. Ken, we could see him
That's
breaking.
a good ball. The receiver was there. That's excellent defense by Files.
It was. He really he covered a lot of ground late, and quite a bit like Corey Myrick's interception. It wasn't a bad ball by Aiden at all. He just made a great play. Sometimes you've got to give your hats off to the defender.
So I believe the lesson learned is when you begin a broadcast by saying that both teams are going to run the ball 50 times, maybe you shouldn't do that because both teams know that about one another, so they're going to do something different. And there's run off the outside by Justin Green. Oops, sorry, that was Reap. Yep.
Well, I'll take the blame. I say ground and pound, so that's...
There's no argument here. Yeah.
What happened?
How about that?
Hey, it's been an exciting first quarter, and if East can get a little more positive yardage here and really get themselves in scoring position, we're gonna get a tight ball game really very quickly.
So 5-yard gain there by Reap's going to bring up 2nd and 5. Troutman under center, single backfield there, and that's a handoff.
Went to Cohen Reap, number 34, sophomore tailback.
Yeah, the sophomore's getting a chance here.
He's a big, strong kid. I haven't seen a JV game this year, unfortunately, but this is what we're talking about, Ken. This is where you get your chances now. You get your chance to say, hey, I can play. And they're running the ball well left. I think, East is on to something, and let's see if they can get it going into the second quarter here.
Yeah, Hawks are going to be content just rolling the clock down. We got 9 seconds left, 6 seconds, and that's going to bring us to the end of the first quarter with our score, the Colerain Cardinals 7, Lakota East 0.
Hi, I'm Justin Eckstein with Westchester Township TV. In partnership with Lakota Schools and Westchester Township, we are now going to be live streaming select games, and we're super excited about it. Feel free to follow us on our Facebook, our Twitter, our Instagram, and you'll be able to see the links to live stream those games. Also follow us on our YouTube channel. And if you would actually like to come out and work with us and volunteer, we have opportunities for that, and you can find that on our website as well, westchesteroh.org. Thanks.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back here at Lakota East High School watching the beautiful sunset over the school building with a 7-0 game. Hawks with the ball on a 2nd and short. That's going to be a handoff up the middle, believed to Cohen Reap, and
looks like he got it, Ken. Right on the line here. It's close.
One ref's marking it a little short, one's marking it right on the 35. They're going to bring out our chain gang. So we haven't seen the chain gang yet. No, they're going to wind it first down.
See that? Led by Dave Emmerich and Matt Opp and the chain gang.
Are they still over there? I wasn't sure if they were retired since they were
out here this
year. Kids weren't there. Good for them.
First 3 home games, so
perennial chain gangs. I think the chain is tied around their ankles. So
1st and 10.
Troutman's going to flip it outside there. And good cutback inside run there by Justin Green.
Again, positive yardage. East now, they're in that positive gain every time they've gone 3, 4, 5, 6 yards these last 6, 7 plays, and that's what they need to do now. They get a chance to control the clock a little bit more and keep moving into Colerain territory.
Evans and Vogelman coming out, and Cohen Reap and another tight end came in. 87, Parker Elam, another sophomore. And there's Cohen Reap keeping the feet moving. Just short of the first, but a good 4-yard gain.
Yep. Good strong back. Really, he's classic, 2 hands over the ball, but he's classic that he also keeps his feet moving and leans forward. So definitely fits in the East offense.
So a little confusion. Nick Miller started to come in, but Braden Reap stayed in his place, and it's going to be Troutman there with a Cohen Reap in the backfield. Puts a man in motion and hands off to the up man, Cohen Reap, who's got enough for the first down. It's going to keep those chains moving.
It sure is. A little diversion there with his brother Braden in the backfield, number 6. Kind of that quick fake, that quick look that Aiden had to him, but right to the up back in Cohen, and enough to first down, and probably enough just to take the Colerain defensive's eyes off of it or just be distracted by that other back. So,
yeah, man, I can't see. Can you see if Austin Seerveld is back in the game or not? I know he came off. They were looking at his hand. Can't tell if he's in there or not. I don't think he is. There's a counter. Good tackle by Colerain, but
yeah, he's not back. That was Aiden Seerveld, number 73, with the good pull that popped that hole open. But I do not see Austin back. So here we go.
So Troutman fakes it inside to Cohen Reap, and then Justin Green gets it on the outside. Excellent tackle by the Colerain defensive end. About 9 minutes left, 2nd and 7. Hawks still get their 3 yards there is what the intent of their offense is. So they're fine with that 3-yard gain. Troutman puts a man in motion.
Stayed inside with Cohen Reap again. Looks like about a gain of 2 maybe, Ken.
Matt, what I found interesting is Troutman ran the first 2 plays of the game, and we haven't seen him with a keeper yet. So I don't know if he's gotten a little gun shy or what, but something Colerain may not expect here if he has a keeper.
Yep.
So 3rd and 5, again, 4-down territory. This area of the field's gotten quite a workout. Turf holding up nicely, and Hawks are short a man there. 87 coming in. A little late to the party, 4 seconds left on the play clock. Troutman gets off the snap, and he rolls out. He's going to throw to the back of the end zone. Smart play.
Yep, throw it away. There's just nothing there. They went to Ethan Evans on the up back. I thought maybe that mix just to give the rest to Reap, and maybe that was going to be the play, but or that keeper, as you mentioned. But still, Troutman's decided to not read that play, and it was obviously a pass play anyhow that they set up. So, but you're right, smart, throw it away.
Smart decision. Don't take the sack. No need to get a loss here. No need to run the ball and fumble it. So smart play by throwing it out of bounds.
And you're in 4-down territory anyhow. So at this point,
4th and 6, 4th and 5. And a little confusion. Hawks are going to have to take a timeout here. Play clock's down to 2. Much confusion on who is supposed to be in the game, and Coach Haynes doesn't look too happy as he marches out to talk to his offensive unit.
Probably better safe than sorry, though. Big play. This is the biggest play of the half for the Hawks to this point. Now the clock's moving. We're under 8 in the second quarter. Inside Colerain territory. East really needs a first down and to keep this drive alive. Well, obviously keep the drive alive, but they really need it for their psyche to get back in this game, get this game tied up. Ken, I don't know what you see here, but maybe an underneath fake and a quick out pass to see if we can get some space on the outside. Take a page from Colerain's playbook. But
yeah, I mean, you'd like to see a little slant in, or, Hawks have tried a fade to the corner of the end zone here on this situation in the past. But, if you had Eric Davis in the lineup, it's an obvious, let's run up the middle with our lead blockers blocking. But it's a little off. They don't have Davis in there. Sierraveld's not in there right now. So we'll see what Hawks come up with here on 4th and 5. They may have to dig into the playbook a little more than usual. They've got Vogelman to the right. Single backfield on Cohenry. Puts Justin Green in motion. Troutman back to pass. Slant up the middle. And Andy Vogelman with the catch.
Sometimes I make you look good. I asked you what to run, and they ran it, Ken. But when we look at this, Troutman with a very decisive drop and throw. There's no question where he was going. The slant into Andy Vogelman, really a great play. This is what they've got to trust them to do. They don't have Eric Davis tonight. They're going to have other guys make plays. That's an excellent execution by the East line, and the East line with great blocking. That protection was there.
If we were at BW3s playing QB1, I'd get 16 points on that. Troutman under center, puts Reap in motion, and going to be up the middle, stuffed by the Cardinals after a gain of about 2 forward progress.
Once again, the sophomore, though, he's finding yards. It's 2 yards, but it's an important 2 yards, and that's taking on the whole defensive line, and he still got positive yardage for East, and that's the bottom line of this offense, always going forward.
Yeah, real tough. I mean, the hits on Friday night are a lot different than the hits you take on Saturday morning in a JV game, so trial by fire a little bit. And he's running with some confidence. Like you said, he's protecting the ball with both hands. He hasn't bobbled it. So Ethan Evans Sr. in the backfield now. Troutman puts Braden Reap in motion, and he's going to go to Evans.
Colerain definitely trying to play that strip, but Evans did a nice job to keep both hands on the football.
Doesn't look like he gained anything on that. Maybe an inch or two.
Yeah. The ball security is the utmost importance.
You're running behind your big beef of a line here, and that's what the option's designed for. You're hoping for the big block there. Aiden Sierveld in, Sam Williams is in, Nick Frisch is in, and Evans is going to be in the backfield here with Troutman. 3rd and 3 for the Hawks. You're just hoping your line can get a push here to win the line of scrimmage. This is what we expected, the battle in the trenches.
Everybody in the box.
Puts Reap in motion, and that was some confusion there. Somebody went the wrong direction. Evans and Troutman sort of ran into each other.
Get a replay.
Fourth and pretty short. Are they going to attempt a field goal here? Nope.
Yeah, we are, Ken. Yeah, they're lined up.
So 13 for the Hawks. Matt Herr. Could be the Hawks' first field goal attempt of the season, possibly. Left-footed kicker.
Yeah.
Herr drills it.
No doubt about it. Matt was out early in the year, and now he's come back in the last few weeks, and he's done a nice job in the extra point kicking. I know that. He's been pretty consistent, so good to see that. You got to come away with points. Hate to not have a touchdown, but, that's still a good drive. A lot of possession. I do see Austin Saberville back on the field, helmet off.
7-3. They must have watched the Thursday night football game that you and I watched last night with 7 field goals being the only scoring. Hawks are inspired now to kick field goals.
I had 3-and-out nightmares all night after that. Sometimes the NFL isn't always fun to watch. Most of the time it is, and with the Bengals lately it is, that's for sure, but that was a tough one.
But nothing like Friday Night Lights.
We got a beautiful one tonight, too. This is what people in Cincinnati are made for. This 55 degrees, Chris Bear, the whole town out. It's a great night out here at the Hawks Nest.
We're getting texts from Cardinals fans telling us it was not a pass interference in the end zone on the Cardinals, even though his kids went to Lakota East, Mr. Parr there. We hear you.
But that's coming from an old linebacker, and linebackers don't do things that aren't just full speed.
Yeah,
so.
he's been hit in the head a couple times.
Yeah.
But good to see that he's out there in Westchester Cable along with 68 other fans. So keep spreading the word. Our viewership has grown this game, and it's getting a little chillier. I think people are wanting to watch from their living room as opposed to being in the stadium here, where it's a little frigid here on a Friday night. Not awful, but definitely not the way it's been the last couple Fridays.
Well,
so.
To your point, though, the Westchester TV option's a great one. We would have loved it back in a few years gone in the heavy rains, cold weather, so it's a good way to go. Short kick.
Another short kick. So both kickers kind of kicking short. And Colerain's going to bring it out to the 35-yard line.
Once again, Corey Myrick. The man is everywhere.
So kind of a low-scoring game like we expected. More passes than we expected. It's however way you want to arrive at it, kind of the still same result. So
yeah, absolutely, Ken. It's good point. We're still getting what we wanted, which was a physical game, and should be an exciting finish to the first half here. So because these offenses have tried to mix it up, they've done a good job.
Colerain with 3 receivers to the left again. Zacharias Jennings, shotgun formation, single running back. He's going to hand it off up the middle for a gain of about 3. Deshaun Hopper with the carry.
Like Jake Reisner in on the stop as well.
So that's going to bring up 2nd and 7 there for the Hawks. I'm sorry, for the Cardinals. Jennings is going to keep right to their bread and butter play, and Hawks read it well. Gain of about 3 or 4, but good up-front tackling by the Thunderhawks tonight.
Sure has. Their defensive line is...
L.J. Robinson definitely watched some film and knew what to expect there.
Yeah, he's been on a lot of plays. Harrison Budahite still in the middle of everything. Jake Reisner, of course. Really good effort from this group. Aiden Seagerveld in as well right now as they're doing the double duty on the offensive defensive line.
Good to see him back on the field.
Big play here for the Hawks.
Colerain 3 receivers to the right, so single backfield. And Jennings takes the high snap again, rolls to the right, bubbles out a little bit. Gonna come back to the left. And he's got some running room there. We're going to have a holding penalty, though, on Colerain as he's driven out of bounds.
And as athletic as that play was, it is so hard for those linemen to sustain the block and not get caught up. You see that at all levels, really. And you could just see it coming, Ken. When he had to reverse fields to make a play, someone was going to be grabbing too much jersey, and that's what happened.
Yeah, I could just hear Pee Wee coaches all around the city going, run north and south. He ran about 18 yards, wasted horizontally. But, yeah, they're definitely going to grab onto a jersey there to especially protect their quarterback. And, unfortunately, it's going to hurt them more than it helps in more cases than not. So 3rd and 11, going to drive them back. Cardinals thought they were taking a timeout to talk about it. But, again, 3 receivers set. And he's back to pass. He's going to scramble around. Missed tackle there. Got some running room up to the left-hand side here, right in front of the Hawks bench.
Big play by Jennings. That ended up being about a 20-yard gain. Budahite had an angle and just missed the tackle, which would have snuffed out the...
Yeah, just made something out of nothing there. Right there, you can see he's thinking about throwing there, but once he decides to run and he gets past the Hawks, makes a good move on Files. And enough for a first down. So just under 3 minutes left here in the second quarter. Colerain on the Hawks side of the field for the first time in this quarter.
Oh, snuffed out.
Nice play.
Aiden Saberveld saw that immediately. It's really a big play, and the Hawks need that. They could use it. They could use a couple stops right now after that tough third down.
Now that was
Saberveld just blew through the right guard in that play.
Yeah, Deshaun Hopper there with the carry, but Aiden with a great read on that. So that's one of the few tackle for losses we've had. East has taken advantage of some of the penalties on Colerain, but a natural loss of yards and down is exactly what they want here. So another high snap, another pass play. Immediately caught and stood up there by the Hawks defense.
It looks like, once again, Corey Myrick for Colerain.
I don't know what to make of all these passing plays. I'm just in utter disbelief here of what we prepared for. So, and possibly Coach Koger on the defensive side is as well. But Hawks are playing it well. You know, they are getting the pass play up there. They haven't gotten the long pass play to burn the Hawks yet. Everything's been short and to the out, try and get them on the perimeter a little bit. And Jennings tries to bark a little louder to get the Hawks jump. They're disciplined. Another throw here to the left-hand side, and that time it's dropped by Jordan Robinson.
Yeah, it looks like, Robinson looked like he took a peek. He saw and he heard the footsteps from Draven Files, once again, number 9, who's been very active tonight, and he just took that little look, and that's the other one the Pee Wee coach tells you, right? Looking into the hands.
Yeah, he saw Files coming at him, and he's like, I don't know if I want to get hit here by Files full speed. So 4th and 4, and Colerain's going to go for it here, and opting not to pin the Hawks deep. I don't know about this. They're going to give Hawks a half a field if they don't make it. So this is a little gutsy here by Colerain. There's Jennings off to the left. He bubbles out. He's contained by the Hawks. He's going to be run out of bounds, and that's going to be a turnover on downs.
Yeah, Ken, I agree with you. With the 1:26 left when they snap that to give the Hawks a shorter field, obviously they're could get into field goal range. It's going to take some yardage, but let alone to get to a touchdown. But it can be done, and why not pin him? It's a little risky.
Why not give him an 80-yard field as opposed to a 60-yard field or a 55-yard field? So, I almost expect a little pooch punt. You've seen that, sometimes NFL or college games where the quarterback gets it and he's in shotgun and he kind of pooch kicks it, but see if the Hawks could take advantage of a break here by busting out a good long run.
And Hezekiah Holloman, the outside linebacker, did a great job in that play.
Trauman back to pass and deflected up in the air by both Myrick and Donovan Dillingham. It's going to fall incomplete, but a little dangerous there.
Hey, sent that was it. So inside linebacker Harrison Budahite out on the at wide receiver. You don't see that as often, but ran a pretty good route, had a little space, but closed in on it. Actually, additionally, number 1 for Colerain, Donovan Dillingham was in as well. Read that play well, but you got to be aggressive at this point. So, a little inside give. Probably not going to gain too much. Just looks like that's going to get about a yard or two before Nick Miller was stood up, the sophomore running back.
That's Miller's first carry of the game, just coming in here, see if he can make something happen. And we've got 1 minute left, 3rd and 10. Colerain not taking a timeout. Thought maybe they would try and preserve to see if they can get a stop here, especially since this is a likely passing down. But we've got 43 seconds left. Hawks taking their time as they should. 15 on the play clock. They're going to try and run that clock down, so Colerain, if they get a stop here, there's a handoff and nowhere, and this time Colerain is going to take a timeout with 22 seconds left. They're going to get the ball back.
So I guess Colerain figured we'll force the punt. We'll still keep one timeout for offense. They could have called that timeout, as you said, earlier on that play before that was even snapped. But
yeah, I mean, you're looking at difference of maybe 32, 33 seconds there, which would have thought they'd want for their offensive, because when you're on offense, you have more control over whether the clock can stop or not by running plays to the sideline or throwing incomplete passes. But
so, Ken, do you take the risk, and if you're Colerain, to try to block this punt?
East has had a punt or two blocked this season. Early against West,
foul. That's right, you did. And you could risk a personal foul on the roughing the punter and give East the ball back, but not with much time. So you sell out and try to get this kick. See.
It's going to be Jason Sandhar into punt, so something's up with Austin. Not quite sure, but Sandhar had a good punt last time, so as long as he gets this off clean and pins Colerain deep, you play a little prevent defense and go into halftime with a 4-point deficit if you're the Hawks. So you need a good snap here, too. The long snapper has some pressure. Good snap and bad kick off the side of his foot. He's going to get a little bit of a bounce roll, but not very deep at all. Only about a 20-yard punt. Luckily, the ball was bouncing around a little bit, so it did take 11 seconds off the clock, but kind of good snap. And Sandhar catches it well, but just tosses it a little high and doesn't strike it the best. Gets a good bounce, gets about a 7-yard bounce. So
you think punting was simple, but it's a timing as well, learning to and doing it under pressure. And his first punt was good. He obviously has the ability to do it, but a tough one. Luckily, it didn't backfire for the Hawks. And 11.7 seconds left, and long field for Colerain. So East has to keep everything in front of them right now.
Yeah, definitely want your secondary to back up. I'd like to see him back a little further, but about 15 yards off the ball. They've got Evans back there. They've got
Justin Green wide and deep, but really watching Corey Myrick because he's the target. There's no question.
Overman back there. So Jennings most likely going to throw here. He's probably going to roll out to the right. High snap, rolls right, and he's got some room to run. He's going to look for the sideline. Gets out of bounds at about the 50, just past the 50, maybe to the 47, 3 seconds left. So just enough time for one more play, Matt. And, Hawks are going to send everybody back, and let's see what happens here.
Yeah, I don't know if he's got the kind of arm to throw it 55 yards on the field, but maybe hit the underneath guy. Someone, on a 20-yard slant, then you let the free-for-all go, see what you get.
We got 3 receivers to the right, none to the left. Jennings takes the high snap again. He's going to heave it up in the air, and he's got a man. Wow. He found Jordan Robinson wide open and just drops it in his breadbasket. See him step up there and put all his arm into it, and Robinson got past the secondary.
And he threw it exactly 50 yards.
For the easy touchdown.
He was standing on the 50 when he threw it, I think, or very near, and it was caught at the goal line.
That is a big blow when you think you're going the locker room 7-3, and now it's going to be 14-3. Wow.
And the one thing we've mentioned it every play, but how important it is, Jennings' hands on these high snaps. Again and again, and that one was over his head, and he pulled it in.
That's going to bring us to halftime, Matt, and your score, the Colerain Cardinals 14, Lakota East 3.
The show is simply a beautiful dedication to the moon and to the composer who wrote so lovingly about it. The program itself will break into 3 episodes: Moonlight, Harvest Moon, and Blue Moon. Each episode will have its own unique look and color. Tonight, the Moon will feature the following performers: Josh Regal and Jonathan Bowden on clarinet, Dulce Withrow and Count on flute, and Tom Vogelsang on alto sax. Once again, under the field direction of drum majors Haley Bowden, Maria Hudepole, and Emma Lode, the Marching Thunderhawks are proud to present The Moon.
Clair de lune, votre âme est un paysage choisi, que vont charmants masques et bergamasques, jouant du luth et dansant et quasi, tristes sous leur déguisement fantasque, tout en chantant sur le mode mineur, l'amour vainqueur et la vie opportune. Ils n'ont pas l'air de croire à leur bonheur, et leurs chansons se mêlent au clair de lune. Calme clair de lune, triste et beau, qui fait rêver les oiseaux dans les arbres et sangloter d'extase les jets d'eau, les grands jets d'eau sphériques parmi les marbres.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Hawks Nest, where Lakota East is taking on the Colerain Cardinals here in Friday Night Football. 14-3 Colerain right now. East receiving the ball. I'm Ken Yablonsky here in the booth with Matt Bachman. And Matt, interesting first half. A lot of offensive prowess that we weren't necessarily expecting at the onset of the game.
It was, Ken, as we watched Justin Green return that kickoff. Colerain threw for over 115 yards in the first half. Did not see that coming. These are the ninth and 10th rated passing offenses in the league, and also a couple of the top rushing offenses because of that. So, Colerain has definitely changed up their game plan today, and it's worked.
7-3 with 11 seconds left in the first half, and Colerain, in a desperation Hail Mary situation, threw the ball down the right sideline 50 yards in the air to a wide open receiver to give them points 8 through 14 there and expand their lead 11. It was looking like a 4-point deficit for the Hawks at halftime. Instead, they go down 11. Definitely unexpected and
yeah, and really tough, right? You played such a good second quarter. If you think about East's second quarter, looking at, they really had good positive, a really good drive. They had some other ball movement to start the quarter and to finish the quarter. Pretty good defense and just, boy, a tough play.
So Hawks 2nd and 9 here early. Big offensive line that we just saw a good picture of, and Troutman's going to pitch it outside to Braden Reap. Braden's got a little bit of running room. Going to bring up a 3rd and manageable. 3rd and about 4 or 5.
Yeah, that left side's been good for East tonight. They any time they've gone to it, they've picked up positive yardage.
Our echo's gone here in the booth, so Truck, thank you for whatever you did to reset that. 3rd and 4 here. Troutman under center. He's been under center quite a bit. He's got a full house backfield. Pitch it outside to Justin Green, and Green just short of the first down, almost got there, and great open field tackle there by Cardinals number 21, Elorm Nevis.
That's one, if we do get a replay, regardless, that was just a clean hit. Excellent tackle. It's how you train them when they're young, Ken.
Hawks are going to elect a punt here, not wanting to give Colerain a short field. Going to trust their defense, which their defense, like you said, played really well there in the entire second quarter. Gave up a long sustained drive in the first. There's Sandhar getting off a nice punt, and he's got the good roll to go with it. Colerain didn't look like they had anyone back. Couldn't tell what happened there. Sandhar had a pretty short punt last time, so I don't know if they were playing for the bad punt again, but that one was decent.
Must have been, about a 31-yard punt, and he kind of hooked it, sort of like your drives on number 4 and 5 probably today. But I did notice one man up short, but up to the high side of the field from us, and he played down the left side, so it worked. Colerain's going to take over at their own 30. Like to have them a little deeper, but it's time for East to defend, which they've done overall a really good job of. Just one play that was, they'd like to have back right now.
Well, Colerain and Zacchaeus Jennings taking over at the 30, their own 30, and Jennings takes the snap and runs it up the middle there, right into the teeth of the Hawks defense. I saw in the first half that Jennings had 65 yards or so rushing, and the rest of the team -3.
Right, which means good defense, great player in Jennings. He's going to get his yards. The defense did their job on the rest of that team. They've kept him contained for the most part. He's just, a couple good 10-yard runs around the left end, 10, 12-yard runs. But otherwise, they've kept him under control. He has the ball a lot, so he's going to pull up some stats. But, now we got to see East stop the pass in the second half here.
Hard snap count there by Jennings, and he's going to keep going off right tackle. And not much running room.
Jake Reasoner right there to snuff that out. And with a little help from some other friends of his on that defense.
Going to see this one again, and snap continues to be high. 18, good job there, and Reesner there to just pummel Jennings to the ground. Connor Clem slowed him down a little bit for Reesner to catch up, and it's going to be 3rd and 5 for Colerain. And Colerain has not punted yet, so Hawks needing a big stop here, needing to stop Jennings' run attack, and Colerain yet to pass the ball here in the second half. They passed a lot more than we thought they would in the first half. And Jennings off to the right. He's going to look to throw and just kind of throws it away to avoid the sack. Pressure by L.J. Robinson. L.J.'s been all over the place here.
We've called his name a lot tonight, and we should. He has really had a good game, and he shed off that first blocker and was deep in the backfield immediately.
A couple other Hawks with their hands up there, and this is going to force a punt here by the Cardinals. Big 17. Brennan Green comes in. They have him listed at 6'8".
He's tall. We'll say this, that's the first 3 and out for the Hawk defense. I know Coach Koger had some words to finish that, and at halftime, I'm sure, but was probably pleased with their play overall, and that's a great way to start a second half.
And Colerain's going to have to burn a timeout there. They only had 10 guys on the field. They tried to run another one in. Unfortunately for Colerain, the guy went to line up on the Hawks sideline, so he had to run clear across the field, and he couldn't get there in time. Matt, I just got a picture sent to me of Kirk Herbstreit and Pat McAfee on the sideline of the St. X LaSalle game. I don't see anyone famous on our sidelines, but
nope.
Herbstreit and McAfee taking in a high school game here in the community. I saw Joey Votto was at the Elder Moeller game last week. Good to see the professional athletes and TV personalities supporting these high school kids who look up to them.
It is
on college game day and on their professional games.
And this area is all about Friday Night Lights. There's no question. So you're going to be somewhere at Southwest Ohio.
Andy Vogelman back to receive here, the punt, and there's a good kick by the 6'8". Vogelman calls for the fair catch and catches it and lands on his behind there at the 32. But Hawks take over.
And best part of that, there was a quick 3 and out. Get the ball right back. Plenty of time here to establish the drive. Get back on the scoreboard here in the third quarter. A couple scores around the area in the GMC. Mason was up 14-10 on Sycamore at half. Fairfield up 10-3 on West. So a little something brewing over just west of us at Liberty Township.
It's a heavily watched game. Everyone was in anticipation of that matchup.
And Princeton up 28-7 on Middletown at halftime as well.
So there's a handoff up the middle by Cohen Reap. Reap is going to plow ahead for a yard.
Reap had a good first half. I mean, again, we talked about this, a sophomore stepping up into Eric Davis's spot. Eric, who's the second leading rusher in the GMC, has been the ball, carried the load for this team all year, and he's out tonight. So
if you're just tuning in, we learned that Eric Davis has a elbow staph infection that doctors did not clear him to play. It happened in practice earlier.
Ball's out.
Little mishap there, and Cardinals have the ball. There are some, I don't know if there's flags or beanbags that came in. I guess they were beanbags.
They were. Let's see if we get a replay here, but it looked like at the exchange. Here we go, Ken.
Yeah, here it comes again. Troutman puts it in the hand of Reap, and Reap didn't smother it in, and big 99 there for Colerain just falls on it.
And that goes back to that read. Was Reap supposed to take that, or was Troutman trying to pull it?
Yeah, I couldn't quite tell, but nonetheless, Colerain's going to have a short field here starting over at the 35. Definitely not what the Hawks needed in this situation. They held Colerain for the first time all day on their 3 and out and gave it right back to them 25 yards down the field from where they were. So there's Jennings to pass again, and he throws it up high. Oh, dropped by Robinson. Jordan Robinson looked like he was open there, and the ball was thrown where only he could get it, but could not haul it in.
see, there's no one to look at. He had beaten his man, so nobody behind him.
Just kind of didn't look it in.
Yeah, he did have number 19, Andy Vogelman, tracking him, but he had enough space. Yeah, I think you're right, Ken. Maybe he just got it. Maybe he lost it in the lights. It was right in his breadbasket. But all that excitement, and it's just 2nd and 10.
I don't know if Colerain's going to continue to capitalize on that, but that's 2 long pass plays that they've been able to find the open man downfield. And there's a quick out on the right-hand side. And Reisner says you can catch it, but you're not going to get any yak.
Absolutely. There he is. Who's the man in the bottom always is Reisner. He's just his nose in every play, it seems like. And what a good job by the rest of his teammates to swarm. Holloman had kind of turned him, initially just missed, but that slowed him up. And here you go, Reisner and the rest of the fellas all there to really put that back to a 1-yard loss. So 3rd and 11.
And there's Myrick, who's been a favorite receiver there for Jennings. This could be a record for Colerain throwing the ball in the last 20 years. I don't know if they've ever had a game where they've had this many throws, especially in a game they're leading. So kind of a new era here on the west side on Poole Avenue. And there's Jennings is going to keep. We got a flag in the backfield.
That's going to be coming back.
This is coming back, but Jennings going to plow ahead for 15, but all for naught.
Yeah, number 73, Aiden Severveld had come right through the line and was hooked. It wasn't even it was as easy a call as that ref's going to have, and sure enough, there it is. Didn't see who on Colerain had the hold, but he had a whole hook on him, and that's coming back immediately. So.
Yeah, scouting reports got to say when 72's rushing the quarterback there, you got to make sure you do everything in your power not to allow him to get there. And
it was 73.
73, Aiden. Yep.
But Aiden and Aiden's had a pressure-filled game as well. He's on multiple occasions been on the other side of the backfield is where you want him. So at 3rd and 27, the East defense just needs to step up one more time here. Turn that turnover into a positive and get the ball back.
Colerain a little confused on who's supposed to be on the field there. They do get lined up. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right, empty back or single backfield. And Jennings going to throw again. He's got Myrick down the field, but Vogelman was in his way and a little strong on the pass there. Looked like a baseball player coming up to throw that ball. And 4th and long. What do you got on 4th and 27? What's in the playbook there for the Cardinals? Second punt of the game. Bring out your 6'8", assuming to be a basketball player, to punt the ball.
I'm sure in the days of there was a 3rd and 25 in the Kerry Combs or Tom Bolden days where they still ran it and got it. But, yeah, they're going to have to punt this one.
Brennan Green gets off the punt to Vogelman, who drops it, and he does smother it. Little dangerous there. You don't want to muck a punt and give Colerain the ball. It wouldn't have been to the first down marker. That would have been a first down, though, for them, I guess. It didn't quite make it to the 27 yards to the yard marker, but they're moving the ball. Where are they going? I didn't see a penalty. There is a penalty there. There is a yellow hanky on the field.
Oh yeah, and when the area of which could be holding the other way.
Roughing the punter, possibly. Who knows? Running into the punter, 5 yard, but even 15 yards is not going to give him the.
It's an automatic first down.
You'll see this again here. Green comes in, goes for the block, but then runs into Green, the punter.
First down, Cardinals.
And that, despite the lack of yardage, it is an automatic first down in high school football. So,
what an unfortunate turn of events for the Hawks. Had him 4th and 27.
The theme we've got tonight, it's the 2 big plays that have really hurt them. There was a second one. The first one, obviously, the 50-yarder at the end of the first half to that second Colerain touchdown.
So Colerain making it, trying to make it hurt there. Jennings runs up the middle right into the arms of L.J. Robinson. Who else? And Robinson, after a little scrum, and they held him up, they called the progress stop. Jennings looking at his left arm a little bit. Gain of about 6 on the play for Jennings. Yeah, Zacchaeus Jennings, quite an athlete. They don't even have him listed as quarterback on their roster. They have him as athlete. What better way to describe what he's capable of doing here? Imagine he's a multi-sport athlete, like you mentioned earlier.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, and with him and Myrick are both juniors, so they're going to build their offense now and into next year around these two.
So there's a keeper again by Jennings. Going to watch this again. Robinson on the tackle, but again, another high snap, and it looked like 10 was going to get the ball, but Jennings pulls it in. Vogelman missed tackle there, and eventually brought down by Robinson, but good blocking up front by the Cardinals front 5. 4.5 minutes left here in the third quarter. No scoring yet in the third quarter, but Colerain, beneficiary of a personal foul, roughing the punter out there. Ball is out, and Hawks say they got it, and they did.
Boy, that was big. Ken, I was just getting ready to say, if Colerain keeps bleeding clock and keeping the ball in Jennings' hand, this quarter's going to run out quick. And
is that Reesner that got the ball? Another high snap. Jennings is getting his workout in, jumping for the snap, and just stripped out by Reesner, and Buckheit drops on it. So Reesner and Buckheit.
Buckheit and looked like Aiden Severveld was in there as well again. Aiden Severveld is playing every play of this game. He's not coming off the field.
And Austin, I don't think, is Austin not in?
He is not in. He is not returned.
So 4.5 minutes left. Hawks getting the ball back on the turnover. That's about where they would have had it on the Colerain punt. And there's a ball. Handoff right up the middle there. Cohen Reap.
Yeah, it's a good point, Ken. It cost them a couple minutes, but they didn't lose any field position when all was said and done. So, hey, causing a turnover. It's this defense is playing hard tonight. These guys, every one of them are scraping and scratching for everything they can get. So
the question now becomes, when do the Hawks attempt their play down the field? They're obviously running their triple option true to themselves. Troutman's going to keep it there and pitch it outside to Green. Green's going to get about 3 or 4 before he's shoved out of bounds.
A little different look there. They went 3 wide, 2 up top, and 1 to the near side. So maybe they're going to start to try to get some different looks here and see that vertical game come out. At some point it might have to with this down 11 here late in the third.
They had some success doing that. The last home game they had here against Mason, they went 3 wide and spread things out and still ran the ball, but it spread out the defensive secondary. So a little tighter now here with the I formation. And Coach Haynes didn't like what he saw there. Marching out with his head down to try and straighten everybody out there. So 3 minutes left here in the third. No scoring yet in the third. Thanks again to Westchester Cable and our viewership here. Approaching 100 here, Matt. So a couple of you need to tell your friends to tune in, but thank you, Westchester Cable, for allowing us to broadcast this game to those out of town or those that want to stay warm on their couch under a big heavy blanket tonight. Maybe cuddling around the fire pit on the iPhone watching the game, but glad 89 of you can tune in and see what's going on with the East Thunderhawks here. We'll have more viewers watch the game when they get home tomorrow to see their student athletes get in, but awesome to be able to bring that to our viewers here in the Westchester Liberty Township area.
Man, just for another update about the game from our neighbors to the south and west, and they're both state ranked, so it's now Fairfield 17 and West 10. So got a really good one building over there in Fairfield.
Troutman under center, I formation behind him. And that's going to be...
Ball's out.
Another fumble. Ball is slipping, and Colerain's got it. So back-to-back-to-back turnovers here right around the 30-yard line here. We've had multiple changes of possessions here right on that 30. And there's Aiden limping off the field, I believe.
Yeah, I think that was 76. Ken, actually, it was Trenton Fitzharris that was got the right. Aiden is now coming off slowly, though, as well. I don't know if they got a hand in on that strip. I don't if I have a replay, but just it was after the exchange with the quarterback this time. So,
I mean, obviously it's chilly out there, but it's not wet. So, don't know what's happening with that ball. Colerain going to take over here on the 30 with Zacharias Jennings. Another high snap, and he keeps it and runs left, and good containment by the Hawks defense, but Jennings does break to the outside before he's knocked out of bounds by Andy Vogelman.
And if there's a play that is working for Colerain, that's the one, and it's been in that same part of the field. That 10-yard wide side run, a lot of space. Corey Myrick.
Good blocking there, containment.
Hezekiah Holloman, he's doing a good job, and it took, Andy ran him down to get him out of bounds, but not before that big gain of 9 yards, actually, just short of the first down.
This is a very Lamar Jackson type offense with quarterback keep running to the outside, and there's a handoff there to
Myrick,
number 10.
Oh, you're right. I'm sorry, Ken.
Is that Hopper?
You're right. It is.
And it could be called back. I was going to say that's the first positive yards by somebody other than Jennings, but we've got a holding on Colerain, so it's going to negate those positive yards, and everybody but Jennings has negative yards there for Colerain, so he's kind of a one-man show today.
Yeah, he really is. And hopefully this gives East the energy to, get this drive stopped and get the ball back. And now I just happen to look down. Aiden Severveld is in kind of street gear-ish, I guess. He's got a East warm-up jacket on and no helmet, so I don't think we're going to see him again tonight.
So East definitely can't self-implode with a penalty there. There's Jennings on the inside this time, not running to the outside, and he doesn't have very far to go before he's met by a Thunderhawk tackler. Going to see this again, and normally he's been running to the outside, but that time kind of keeps it off guard, and Ezekiel Holloman takes him down from behind, so it's going to be 3rd and about 7. Hawks looking to get a stop here at this end of the field. This is the yard line you typically fumble on, so we'll see what happens there. And there's a keeper by Jennings. And
great tackle. Justin Green just stepped up and snuffed that play.
He's really close to the first down marker. He's going to be just short maybe by half a yard.
Yeah, if we get a replay, watch Justin Green just shoot this open gap here, because otherwise Jennings might have been in the clear, but that was big. And there's Holloman again to help clean it up.
Yeah, Holloman finishes the job here. Buckheit was going to be there if Holloman didn't, but 4th and inches, so I think we're going to see Jennings under center like we did when they were on the goal line, and they just kind of plowed him forward. There it is. All he needed was about 3 inches, and he got 9.
Yeah.
So first down, sticks are going to move, and minute left in the 3rd. No scoring yet in the 3rd. And again, this part of the field has gotten quite a bit of action here, right in our living room, right in front of us. Feels like 80% of the game has been between this 35 and this 15. So got a front row seat for this in our booth. Our camera folks are doing a great job in this cold here, so thank you to those volunteering for cameras. Well done there, fellas.
Yep. We have some laundry again.
Yeah, we had a clap by Jennings, and Hawks jumped, but they're saying a false start on Colerain, so I guess maybe he didn't cross the line or engage on contact, and that caused Colerain to jump. But that's why I'm not an official, but definitely looked like our guy.
He did, but he moved to the side. I think he didn't cross. To your point, he didn't enter the neutral zone. He went a little bit more to the right, but that made 53 flinch. And
so you're saying that penalty was on the Colerain Cardinals?
It was,
and not the East Hawks. Not to be confused with of it's never on Colerain. Well, there's the pile up there. Nowhere to go for the running back. That was a handoff, I believe. Not sure who ran the ball, but it's going to bring us to the close of the third. So pretty uneventful third quarter. Yep. But here at the Hawks Nest, we've got the Colerain Cardinals 14 and Lakota East Thunderhawks 3.
Don't be Randy. Get the fob out.
We are live here at the Hawks Nest here for the fourth quarter of Colerain Cardinals, Lakota East. Colerain leading 14-3, which is the same score we had at halftime. Colerain with the ball, second and long. They're going to throw it up in the air. Ball is knocked away there. They tried to lob it to the end zone. Ken Yablonsky here with Matt Bachman, bringing you live action.
Andy Vogelman was there to defend that play. It's a good defense to track that ball. And at the end of the third quarter, Wyatt Pleasant, who's also had an active game, number 80 for East, came up hobbling off the field. I don't see if he's returned yet.
Couple injuries. I don't know if it's the cold weather or stingers or what. But
yeah, I do see him back out there at nose tackle, but he's played an active game and someone who's deserved to have his name called out because he's in the middle of a lot of these run stops.
There's Jennings, who's going to roll to his left and throw the ball. Incomplete, intended, deflected away.
I think Holloman got a big paw on that one, Ken. It was he's, again, tracking the quarterback very well tonight, and he read that play the entire way.
So Hawks finally finding a way to knock down some of those short Cardinal passes, which, like I said earlier, record number of passes for the Colerain Cardinals here in the last 20 years. They're up to about 15 or so. 15 to 20 passes, so got a 4th and 15 from the 23. I don't see a field goal kicker on the field, so Colerain going to go for it here. They're too close to punt, so East with a good chance stop, and that's going to drive back 5 more yards. A little jump by the right guard.
Yep.
There by Colerain.
That's Colerain's third call on the right side of the line tonight with procedures, so something that they think they're feeling the pressure from that side though in the East defense as well, which is understandable for the kids. That's gonna cause you a flinch. And
certainly not crowd noise here with the chilly temperatures, and a lot of the band parents left at halftime, so stands faithful fans here cheering on, and Jennings is going to go long up in the air, and that's going to be
incomplete
in the end zone and drops incomplete. Good sportsmanship there by Files, helping the Colerain receiver up. Turnover on downs. Hawks are going to get the ball at the 28.
That was Jordan Robinson again, who Jennings was looking for. That's been his man, no question, going deep tonight. But pretty good coverage by Files. He was with him stride for stride.
Let's see, Wyatt pleasant there, jogging up and down the sideline. I think proving to the trainers that he is capable of going back and he wants to be in the game, and that's what you like to see. You love to see players who want to be in the game. You're struggling playing at home here, but you want to prove yourself, so you want to get in there. And Hawks need to get something going. It's been a kind of game where not too much action. Colerain scored on a Hail Mary pass, but one methodical drive down the field. There's a pitch on the outside. That's going to go to Braden Reap. And Reap's going to go ahead for about 6. You see Troutman thinking about keeping it there, and then, Colerain, like we said, they run against their own options, so they know how to defend it well.
Yeah, and I think that's why you indicated earlier. Troutman had run early in the game and then stopped. And
First 2 plays of the game?
Yeah, and I think he saw this is going to be a tough night for the keeper. They just know it so well, so he's going to have to mix it up.
There's a pass.
It was complete. He was hit as he threw, so the ball just didn't have a lot of energy out there, but number 25 for the Hawks, Nick Miller, did come up with it. So
it was on the ground when he caught it, so he can't get up and run. And somebody's down for the Hawks. Is that Troutman?
That sure looks like
Aiden must have taken a hit
Yeah,
after he threw the ball. I was looking at the ball in the air, so I didn't necessarily see that. But Troutman is down, and he was hurt earlier in the season. So they're going to have to get Jason Sandhar, warmed up in a hurry there. Hawks on their knee on the sideline there, concerned about their senior leader.
You hope it's just the wind knocked out of him, and we'll be able to get that back. It's one of those sensations that definitely hurts, but it does come back. But he certainly took a big hit on that play, which is why the football just barely made it out to his wide receiver.
Stings a little bit more than it's 25 degrees cooler than you're normally used to. But Troutman's still down there, making sure he's okay there. A little concern there. We're going to take an injury timeout here, and we'll bring you back live once they get Aiden up. But 14-3, 11 minutes left in the fourth. So we have Aiden walking off under his own power there. Definitely a little shaken up. They're going to take him in the training room to kind of see what's going on with him, but I don't know if it was the wind knocked out or what. But Jaden Sandhar is going to come in here on 3rd and 2, and he's going to be tasked with trying to get the Hawks down the field. So now you got your quarterback out, your fullback out with Eric Davis, and see what Sandhar can do. Handoff up the middle. Enough for a first down.
You're going to move the chains, yep. The indication is first down. So again, another strong run by Cohen Reap. He did have the fumble the last play, and then really in a couple of the carries this half. The other one, whether that was on the exchange with the quarterback or not, I don't want to blame him. But that's good to see. He came back out. His head is not down. He's still playing hard, and that's, again, one of those learning experiences as a sophomore, but he's got a lot of bright future ahead of him.
So you got Reap and Nick Miller, 2 sophomores in the backfield. You got Jaden Sandhar, the sophomore quarterback. These guys have worked with each other on Saturdays, but a little different on Friday.
It is,
but a gain of 5 there by
Reap again. Another positive carry. He's showing out here as a sophomore. This is what it takes.
And it's a little different, running behind Frisch and Searveld and Williams. You got varsity linemen blocking for you, but Hawks trying to make a move here down the field. They need to get in the end zone, obviously, twice here. 9.5 minutes left in the game, and Sandhar's going to Hand it off up the middle to Reap again. Cohen Reap, that time for only one. We got third and short, 3rd and 3. Imagine the Hawks would go for it on 4th if they come a little short. And don't know if Reap's going to throw a little screen pass to Vogelman here. That's what I'd do.
Yeah. Got full house backfield, 2 wide.
Cohen Reap again. Getting pushed forward. They're going to give it to him. He's got enough for the first down.
He does.
Knew where he needed to be.
And after that initial hit, I didn't think he'd make it, but again, that second surge that Cohen seems to be giving tonight, give him a lot of credit for sticking his nose in here as a sophomore and gets a physical Colerain defense. So, we want to see him build off of this for the rest of the season.
So you got Files in the game as well, who occasionally plays both ways. He's out wide to the right, Vogelman to the left. Full house backfield, Sandhauer under center. No tight ends. And that's going to be a pitch out to Braden Reap. Braden's got a little room brought down by the shoulder pads to the outside across the 50.
And we've got another Hawk down. And it looks like that's could be Sandhauer.
Not sure who's third.
Well, I think it's Camden Braden, number 10. If we do get to that, I hope,
Yep, Sandhauer definitely got the wind knocked out of him on that.
And a well-read play. He absolutely ran that play the way you're supposed to, held as long as he could, had a pitch, positive 5 yards, but he did take a big hit again. So Camden Braden is number 10, is warming up, junior, warming up on the sideline here to get himself, ready to come in this game. So I think Braden, he played the end of the Princeton game, if I remember right. I'm not sure if he had other time this year. So
Kevin Stokes jogging from the training room there. He's like, I just got here. And it's like, I can't be everywhere, guys. I'm just bringing me in the locker room. You're coming here. Looks like West has tied Fairfield 17-17. About 11 minutes left in the
yeah, that's the matchup of the night in Southwest Ohio, so a lot of eyes on that one tonight. And obviously in the GMC especially, because that's Fairfield's chance to stay in the race.
So Sandhauer being helped to his feet and is walking off under his own power. It looks a little wobbly there, a little woozy. So now the Hawks are going to have to dig deep into the cookie jar and see who's going to quarterback here for the last 8 minutes. Don't know if Troutman, I don't see Troutman back on, yes, is that Aiden back on the sideline there? No, never mind. So we got, you called it, number 10, Camden Braden, the junior quarterback in. Saw him in the West game, I believe, or the Princeton game. Not much size, but definitely knows the position. So Braden, time to step up. Late snap there. And takes the handoff, hands it off up the middle, and kind of scampers out of the way. That was to Cohen Reap again. Nowhere.
This is where it's going to get tough. You got, it looks like Sandhauer's coming back in, so it's a tough exchange though. For Camden did a good job popping in there. It's cold. You haven't played all night, and then to think you've got this triple option you've got to manage, it's not easy. So you're going to expect a little bit of a slow exchange, which you had the first time around. But Sandhauer's back in, so. He was ready to go, and a good sign then. Luckily, it's probably just the wind knocked out of him, and good to see him back in the game.
So 3rd and 6, and he puts man in motion there, puts Miller in motion. He's dropping back to pass, and good defense by Donovan Dellingham. Timed it just in time to get to Files as the ball was getting to Files. So 4th and 5. And I have to think the Hawks are going to go for this here.
Yeah, at this point, down
They're
2
on
scores.
The 50, yep.
Yeah, I think you're right, Ken. You're in positive territory, so if you don't get it, you're just going to expect the defense to put the wall up and get it back as quickly as possible.
Which they have. The defense has held Colerain in check here in the second half, but Sandhar in shotgun formation. He's got empty backfield or single backfield. He's going to look to throw. He gets it off in the air, and there's a catch by Vogelman. First down, Hawks. Andy Vogelman looks it in.
And you know, the play was run to get 10 or 12 yards, not just get that 5 and then try to run for the rest. It was a beautiful move by Sandhar in the backfield to get himself free, have the time to set, and throw that bullet to Vogelman. So
Hawks looking like a sense of urgency here, which I know we've struggled with them not doing. But there's a bad pitch, and Nick Miller falls on it.
Heads up play by Miller. That could have ended the drive and really put a fork in the night. So that's important.
Yeah, can't afford to make a mistake. I mean, loss of 5 is at least still manageable. It's not the end of the world. That could have been a whole lot worse than it was with a turnover or a loss of more. So, got a little bit of inexperience there with Sandhar. He has played some varsity ball this year. He got, had to play when Aiden was hurt, but he is in shotgun, and he's back to pass again. And he heaves it up there over to Braden Reap. And I think that was legal. He chucked him right as he was still inbounds. He wasn't quite out of bounds yet, so it just looked a little harder than it was.
It did. You're right. And he went so far out of bounds that probably made it look worse than it was. But
Sandhar staying in, taking the hit after he throws. A little off balance there, and Reap kind of eased up and tried to sell it there. We'll give him the Academy Award there. Took out a coach as well, so.
And Sandhar checked down. He looked down the field. He didn't have it, and he did see it get a secondary check down receiver, and another good sign for the guy who's going to be around here for another year. So
we got 3rd and about 8 for the Hawks. Reap goes in motion, and Sandhar to throw again. He throws it up in the air, gets the diving receiver there, just skips it off the ground to Vogelman. They're looking Vogelman's way quite a number of times here.
Yeah, Andy's done a nice job of finding open seams in the defense now. He's got 2 or 3 receptions on the night, and you got to find a go-to guy especially when you're coming in off the bench, as Sandhar has, and he looks like he's looking for Andy there.
They do a good job trusting Vogelman. I had a conversation with Coach Haynes when my son was a senior, and he said, we would pass more, but you have to have a quarterback who could throw it and a receiver who could catch it. And they trust Andy to make get to the open spot and get in a position where he can catch the ball. And he's going to bring up 4th and another passing down, and Sandhar's going to stay in the pocket there. It collapses on him. He gets chucked to the ground, nowhere to go. Protection kind of fell off the wayside there for him, and had to take the sack, unfortunately, on 4th down.
And we've got a flag over on the near sideline. Looks like
Hawks offense staying on the field. Colerain's defense leaving the field.
Yeah, could be offsetting. That was one Hawk and one Cardinal got tied up, and we'll see what the Zebras say here when they're all said and done.
Trying to sort things out there. They are saying that it is Colerain ball. Going to hear from our referee here. Going to get Draven Files for a personal foul there. Not quite sure what he did. Don't know if his frustration or trying to protect his quarterback there after he got chucked to the ground. But Colerain's got the ball. 6 minutes left here in the game. And they're pretty experienced at managing clock here.
Colerain has ground clock for years and years, so this is something that doesn't leave their DNA, I'm sure.
Not as dominant as when Coach Bolton was there. Coach right now. Sean Cutright, who I believe was on staff under Coach Bolton.
He was promoted after Bolden left for Lakota West. So the Hawks did a good job on the wide run there. Jennings went to his wide side, and it's been successful going left, and especially going into the north end zone. But this time, nothing doing really. Just probably picked up. I don't even know if he picked up a half yard. So
no, but good
job by the
containment. Got the clock to stop by running him out of bounds. Very good containment by the corners and the defensive end there. Kind of stringing along the line of scrimmage with him to drive him out.
This is the time of the game where the Hawks have got to try to strip the ball. They need to turn over quickly.
And there's Jennings right to the teeth of the defense. About 3 yards before the ball's whistled down. Clock's still ticking. 6 minutes left. 3rd and 7 there.
All the usual Hawks were in on the stop there, as been all night. L.J. Robinson, Wyatt Pleasant. Of course, Mr. Active Jake Reisner everywhere on the field. Harrison Bugahide, the whole crew was there to meet Jennings immediately. So 3rd and 7.
Hawks definitely desperate for a stop here on 3rd and long. I would imagine Colerain would punt if they don't make it. Another relatively high snap, and Jennings takes it, and good pursuit by the Hawks. But Jennings escapes the tackles and gets enough for the first down.
I don't know how he tight-roped that sideline, Ken. I'd love to see let's see what we get in the replay here, because it sure looked like he was going to be getting pushed out of bounds.
Using his blockers here as the receiver blockers here on the left side, but good lead block there by 10, and Hawks had 2 chances there. Holloman chucks him out of bounds, but Hawks with a couple other, he's going to be short. It's going to be 4th and 1. They marked him just short. It looked like the one official was across the chains.
He absolutely was. You're right, Ken. No question. And I think this near official that we can't see very well in the Hawk bench pulled that back. So
Colerain's going to let the play clock go down to 6. They're going to take a timeout, which is their 2nd of the half. And I'd imagine they're going to punt the ball here. We're going to take in some Sweet Caroline here on the PA here at the stadium.
Had a pretty good student crowd tonight, quite frankly. You know, it's a cold night and a little bit of a tougher season. But it's been a good turnout by the kids that are in a little bit of whiteout as well. So
yeah, whiteout. Ironically, I had a white shirt when I left the house, and I went in to change because it wasn't quite warm enough, and I didn't know it was whiteout day. That would have been.
Yeah, I missed it too. I'm in East Black, so I think that's allowed.
Trying to get a score on that West Fairfield game as we tune in on Sweet Caroline there.
I just pulled up 24-17 West.
What a comeback by the boys across town there. Yep, 24-17. So there we go on a 4th, and the ball's loose. Picked up there. Oh, no, not picked up. Smothered there by the Hawks, and it's going to be a turnover.
At the Hawks ball. So this active defense once again.
Did Colerain run the ball? That was happened so quick. I'm not quite sure what happened. Refs talking about it too. So did we get a replay on that? For those of us who fell asleep, we're going to watch that again. And ball is run up the middle here on 4th and 1. It pops out. There is a flag on the field and a red hanky. And
so the refs definitely did not blow that dead, because the
no
back
Troutman
judge was watching that all along.
Got a penalty on the offense, and that's going to be Hawks ball and a turnover. So you called it. You get some points on QB1 at BW3s. Called the fumble strip sack, or strip the ball out. Hawks are going to have the ball. So, Colerain looked like they had it would have been called back on the holding, but
sure. But although still their ball and another play to run and more time to
timely
burn,
turnover.
Yeah. And I'll take my second correction or correct call tonight. Besides that pass interference, or that would be pass interference call, because we know the Hawks got short end of the stick there.
So 5 minutes left. A lot of backups in there in the backfield. Sandhar, shotgun formation. Gets the snap. Oh, wow. Ducks away from the first sack, but then big 99 who...
Yeah, Jameer Carpenter. He got a clean lick on Sandahar.
Yeah, he's a big fellow. So 11 initially knocks him over. 11's not on our play sheet for Colerain. They're doing a little trickery with their numbers there. And Sandhar took the hit, kind of ducked away, but then 99 Carpenter leveled him there. So 4.5 minutes left. 2nd and 17, loss of 7 there, and lots of passing downs for the youngster Sandhar in there. He's back to pass. He heaves it up in the air. Good ball, and was looking there for Braden Reap. And Corey Myrick, his teammate Javi and Jarman's looking at him like, hey, man, why didn't you pick that off?
Yeah, you know, Sandahar did the right thing. You be aggressive. Don't underthrow him. He had a man, but it was, good throw, a little strong. But you like seeing the aggressiveness to get it down the field.
Yeah, you just took a sack, so you got to get rid of the ball a little quicker than you did last time.
That's
and then
true,
you definitely got rid of it. His receiver had a chance to run under it, but, that's a tall order to come in when you're down 11. Like you said, it's cold outside. You haven't played much. You've punted, but that's about it. And tall order to go with. Sandhar going to throw again.
Yeah, just nothing doing there. He just could not get free. He was trying to get to that open left side of his left side, the wide side of the field, and just couldn't shake that Colerain pass rush. It was just too much again.
So 4th and long, 4th and 17 here.
Yeah, it looks like Sandahar's going to drop back the punt.
Might cut off.
Low kick. Colerain's going to let that bounce, and it's going to rest about their own, or at the East 40. So
gets the kick away, and
Ball down at the Thunderhawks 40-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Cardinals.
so Colerain's going to have a relatively short field here for their most likely last possession of the game.
Well, the East defense again. They've really had a good night. As tough as that is, there's no moral victories, and you're down 14-3. But they just the play they want back. That one play, and otherwise they've played really a strong game all in all. Kept their receivers in front of them. Besides Jennings, there's been no other positive rushing yards. So lot to hang their hat on there.
And there's Jennings tackled in the backfield.
Big stop by number 90 right there for East. That's Davis Teague.
Yeah, Teague doesn't get a lot of playing time, but talk about coming in and making a good play there.
Right, playing like they're still in this game. There's time on the clock, so you get a turnover, you force a fumble, you get it going the other way. You never know. And Davis Teague shot right through that offensive line, and big stop and loss of 2 on the play. So 2nd and 12.
Yeah, Hawks defense, like you mentioned, has played a very good game. They gave up one long pass at the end of the second. They gave up a sustained drive, turned the ball over, gave it back to Colerain, who scored there in the first quarter. But other than that, it's been zeros. Another high snap and a handoff this time. Ball carrier is
Greg
28.
Williams. Yeah, Greg Williams on the carry, and that's probably the first positive yardage out of anybody not named Jennings.
Mm-hmm.
On the ground, that is.
Jennings again having to utilize the hops to get the snap, but good tackle by Buckheit. So just over 2 minutes left. 3rd and 10. Hawks looking for a stop so they can get the ball back and get one more crack at the offensive side. Jennings another high snap, bobbles it. Gets away, runs to the right side, and he's going to have enough for the first down. Making something out of nothing.
If you read the box score, no one will see that this young fella has knocked down every high snap tonight, and there's been quite a few. He's really his hand-eye coordination, and then to get into his play to make positive yardage most of the time after that high snap. That's an awareness and athleticism that you just can't coach that.
Sure, one of those goes over his head, and the Hawks get advantage, and you get a scoop score, you get a ball 20 yards the other way, but that snaps right in his belly.
He still left his feet out of habit, though. That's the thing.
So, and how many hits has he taken today?
When you're a triple option quarterback, you take a lot, and he's taking them. That's for sure. What's his carry total is high. I'm sure he's got to be close to 25 carries now. Can't know if he still have a tally, but would he have 15 at halftime?
Yeah, and it's a one-man show. You know, it's very athletic. So we got a minute left here in our game. Hawks looking to get one last stop here. Jumps again. Hand off to the inside. And
yeah, I'm sure the Hawks, the pride in this Hawks defense says they do not want to let another point come in. They play too well to allow a late score.
Differential of about 6 seconds from the game clock and the play clock. Hawks not interested in taking timeouts here. They're going to let Colerain most likely get in either a victory formation or a formation to run one last play. Looks like a victory formation there.
Yeah, you'd hope so. I mean, it's just there's no reason to take another snap, any injury or any more yards. Just not a need, and it's been a tough game and good effort by both teams.
So, Matt, I appreciate you sitting in for the legendary Dave Royce tonight. It's been a pleasure working with you.
I appreciate it. This was great.
There's
Good
our
fun.
final. Colerain 14, Lakota East 3.